What if I told you that the modern world, your lights, your phone charger, and the power grid itself, owes its existence to one man? He was chasing something no one could see. Invisible forces. For years, Michael Faraday was obsessed with a question that sounded almost impossible. Could magnetism create electricity? In the early 1800s, electricity was still mysterious. It existed only in limited forms: batteries, sparks, and strange laboratory experiments. No one knew how to generate it continuously, and most scientists believed electricity and magnetism were completely separate forces. But Faraday was not convinced. A self-taught scientist who had once worked as a bookbinder, Faraday had a mind unlike anyone else. He was fascinated by the invisible and believed that nature was full of hidden forces waiting to be revealed. And so began his obsession. For nearly 10 years, he worked on and off, performing experiment after experiment, trying to prove that a magnet could somehow produce electricity. Again and again, he placed magnets near wires, hoping something would happen. Nothing. No current. No spark. No breakthrough. For most people, that would have been the end of it. But Faraday kept going. He believed the answer was there, hidden in motion itself. Then, in 1831, everything changed. Inside his laboratory, Faraday built an experiment that would change history forever. He wrapped 2 coils of wire around an iron ring. One coil was connected to a battery, and the other to a galvanometer, an instrument that could detect electric current. When he switched on the battery, the needle moved. Only for a moment. Then it stopped. Faraday stared at it. When he switched the battery off, the needle moved again, this time in the opposite direction. That brief movement revealed something extraordinary. Electricity was being created not by the magnet itself, but by change. A changing magnetic field could generate electric current. It was one of the greatest scientific discoveries in history: electromagnetic induction. Faraday had uncovered the principle behind the electric generator. Soon after, he pushed the idea even further. He discovered that moving a magnet through a coil of wire also produced electricity, motion, change, invisible fields interacting in space. This was the moment the modern electrical age truly began. Every power plant on Earth, from hydroelectric dams to wind turbines, still relies on the same principle Faraday uncovered. A magnet moves, a magnetic field changes. Electricity flows, the world lights up. It is almost impossible to overstate what this discovery meant. Without it, there would be no modern cities or digital world. And what makes it even more remarkable is this: Faraday could not fully explain it mathematically. He simply saw the invisible patterns in nature before anyone else did. Years later, James Clerk Maxwell would turn Faraday's intuition into equations. But it all began with one man who refused to stop chasing what others could not see: invisible forces. And if you enjoy exploring the stories behind the technology shaping our world, make sure to subscribe to Talking Tech.